What's up, guys? DRJ here, bringing you some domination on, I think it's Seatown. So, kind of strange. I probably posted this map a few times before. Not like I have any control over the maps that I get. I tend to do pretty well on all the maps. As long as my team isn't getting their absolute teeth kicked in. And even then, I'm usually pulling a pretty decent KD. But I have so many rounds that are decent KD that it doesn't do me any good to show around like a 3 or 4 to 1 KD, because like I said, I have so many rounds that are so much better than that I don't know. I'm not gonna ever have time to post all of them. And as it is, I play once every 3 or 4 days, so like I said, I apologize if you feel like you're seeing some of the same maps often. I feel like I get a lot of the same maps, and like I said, there's a few maps. What is it? I still don't know all the names correctly. But I actually posted around on it, I think, the other day, where I'm not a big fan of it. There's several of the maps are frustrating because, they have basically all these elements to them that, I think it was Robert Bowling and the other guys from Modern Warfare 3 that said that they were going to take out, and change, or tweak, and alter. And that is basically the huge emphasis on kill zones and verticality. Verticality is a fancy way for saying, different elevations in video game. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with the idea of different elevation, right? But what makes it frustrating is when, those elevations are put in specifically so, like at this point A, so you can have multiple guys sniping this point from multiple directions. Like there's at least 3 different directions, 180 degrees with multiple vertical points to snipe that point A from. And not just, like I said, not just shoot, but like snipe from it. It's insane. There's no one point to where you can lay down on that flag and minimize the potential harm coming at you, so as to, anticipate somebody coming around that corner. You can lay down on the other side of this fountain or well or whatever it is and block some of that damage, but as you can see, like there's still a walkway on the other side, plus right behind me there's there we go, there's multiple windows there that people can shoot out of as well. I think I'm going to do a commentary on just Modern Warfare 3 in general with maybe a friend here later on who's more knowledgeable about it than I am. But from what I understand, like Robert Bowling specifically made several claims regarding issues. For example, the knife, and I believe that he said that the knife had been fixed. The knife was changed. It is not like it was in previous Call of Duty games. When I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, that's fantastic, because there's nothing more frustrating than, say, running around a corner and being surprised that somebody is there. You both surprise each other, right? But they have a sniping weapon and you have whatever short-range weapons, but because they choose to knife, panic or otherwise, they obliterate you. And they obliterate you even if they knife and you shoot at the same time. Their knife is going to kill you faster than your guns can. If they do miss their knife, that little, the lunge has decreased over the years, obviously, which is fantastic. But that tiny lunge that it still has, will take them past you, and it does leave them open for a possible counterattack. But then, depending on how far they go past you, it can be kind of tough to whirl around. It's not easy to figure out where some guy is that passed directly next to you. Anyway, my point is that there's really no downside to not knifing in close quarters, especially if you have, a long-range weapon. And it kills me that, like I said, it's more effective and faster than, say, the fucking guns that I'm running right now, Kimbo FMGs. So anyway, the verticality, like I said, also not an issue depending on how you space it out around this map. And so you have, like right now we're at point A where there are, Jesus Christ, I think what happened here was I ran past this guy, didn't see him, and it was I felt like I was blindsided by some pro player. But the reality of it is he just was moving so slow that even though I passed him up a fucking year or two ago, he just now popped out and killed me. It's funny, like on this map, and yeah, I don't know, that's strange. I feel like I'm almost getting caught with my pants down because they are so terrible. But like as you start to move in towards the center of this map, you still have the verticality and things like that. But at the same time, like because of the corridors and because of the way that the verticality is spaced, depending on, well, as long as you're not like say throwing yourself at B, I feel like your hand is, your destiny is sort of more your own than in other places around this map, and I think that's why, depending on how you choose to go around this map, it's easier to get a better KD on this map than say a map like Arcaden. I would imagine that, you know, if you go pull, you know, if you were to, you know, study, say, which maps have the best KDs on them, you know, Arcaden, I shouldn't say that because Arcaden is a camper's paradise, but, you know, at the same time, I don't think I've ever seen anybody run an enormous KD on Arcaden, not to say that it hasn't happened, because I'm sure it has, but, you know, running, gunning, running around the map, trying to, you know, play semi-aggressively, relatively speaking, within the framework of CoD. You know, I think you have a much less, much smaller chance of being able to do that well in Arcaden than, say, a map like this, or gosh, I don't know any of their names, or any of the other maps, like I said, that you know, have less verticality and less kill zones. And I mean, it's pretty simple to understand. You know, less kill zones, less verticality, less places for assholes to snipe. You know, reduces the chance of random deaths. This was pretty stupid of me. I think, yeah, I'm gonna die here. I was just, well, this fucking toadstool was just being a shithead grab me. It was too dangerous to run into an area with 4 guys like that, you know, just too easy to hide behind a fucking box like that shithead did. But anyway, you have a map like Arcaden where, I mean, that's a perfect example of exactly, from what I understand, the devs said that they were not going to do. He did put out a map on that, and I'll talk more about it when I get there. But there are multiple points in that map that are just do not need to be there in any way, shape, or form. You know, I mean, they are set up to specifically snipe over the different domination points. And God forbid if you're playing TDM or, you know, kill confirmed or something like that, you know, it's just absolutely brutal. And if you know, you're going through that map and brutalizing the other team on, you know, a kill confirmed or TDM or something, I mean, the other team is probably not utilizing the camping spots effectively. So you see, basically, I just walked right past that flag. I'm waiting for other guys to run in there with me because there are just too many ways to die by sitting out there. As you can see, some guy just came in and wiped out our entire fucking team. But anyway, so like I said, I don't really know why they've continued to put stuff in like this when they actually when they have seen the issues and what's going on with, you know, the verticality and players being frustrated over stuff like that. Because I think you know, it's really hard to say why CoD is the way it is. You know, is it that way because, you know, developers saw this magic recipe to, you know, to make anybody king for a day and rolled with that, or was that sort of, you know, an indirect byproduct of creating the game the way that they did? And I think that at least initially it was probably an indirect happenstance. But over time, I think that they've seen what formula is, and, you know, like I said, Robert Bowling himself, numerous other individuals stated that they were going to fix frustrating aspects of this gameplay, and have not even looked at that. Like this point, like he can look at. Anyway, like I said, it's just not easy to stay alive in this game. God, fuck. Thought I was going to get off that knife. That's frustrating. I had to die there at the end. So, you know, who really knows? But I think that you could do a game like CoD, even in another CoD, that didn't have the, like I said, the verticality and those nasty kill zones. If you diminish that, I think it would make CoD so much more enjoyable. But you know, at the same time, it seems like it's a, oh, that guy's pro. It's funny, like, you think he's AFK, but he just sat there and said good game, but he looks like he's fucking stone statue standing in the corner. But anyway, as usual, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another round. Oh, and happy Turkey Day.